Our next guest recently completed a cross-country tour promoting his second CD, Shadowed. He is currently recording in the studio his next album. Please welcome super hot, I've been staring at him all day,
I know you have.
Sasha Sackett.
All right. With the S.
I'm worried about him. He must be freezing.
Oh.
Don't worry
I'm
about
kind
it,
of
baby.
cold.
There are
I'm like,
plenty of
these
people
guys are
around.
wearing
They'll make sure they're
My eyes are
warm.
boring a very warm hole through certain parts of his body. So,
Welcome, Sasha.
Thank you.
So Sasha, Shadowed is kind of a dark album. Is it the result of a bad breakup?
It's a result of, yes, I guess. I think the album has a lot to do with addiction to a degree. I kept dating addicts. It was this weird thing I was doing. I thought I knew everything, and I kind of figured out that I didn't know as much as I thought.
So you were
especially
dating,
with
like,
love.
12-steppers.
Sort of. Like, I just had this weird history of dating, not just crazy drugs, alcoholics, or just, you know.
You have to be particularly careful with them because they switch their addictions. Like I had my heart broken by a 12-stepper who was an alcoholic, and he was a 12-stepper, and all my friends were like, "You can't date him, you can't date him, blah blah blah." And it's true, they sort of go from that into something else. And he was a love junkie.
Uh-oh, it's therapy time.
That's the upper side, I guess.
Well, the new album is kind of taking a different approach because you fell in love.
How did you find this out?
'Cause,
This is my question, is how did
My
suddenly this
researchers
appeared?
kick ass.
Who wouldn't fall in love with you, Sasha?
Oh, thank you. I guess I never thought of myself as much of a romantic, but I guess I am. It's a little weird. So yeah, I kind of fell for a guy, and I guess I'm writing a love album, but I don't think I really am. Like I'm kind of trying not to, because I'm not that kind of small-to person, but I end up doing that a lot. It's interesting.
So, are you really addicted to love? Do you have like
guess.
some crazy
I never
12-step
thought of
thing?
myself as that. Like I think people think I must be a lot more mushy than I really am.
No,
like I don't want to fall in love ever. I like to be in control, and I like to be like.
Wow.
But all I end up singing about and all I end up doing is like falling in
love,
breaking my heart.
Now, did you meet this guy on tour?
Fix your mic.
Oh,
I met him in Los Angeles
you did.
at the Abbey, actually.
So he wasn't like some crazy groupie that's been following you around,
No.
like I'm about to be.
Are you going to suddenly show up in New York or something?
You know, I have always wondered, putting that much emotion into writing as an artist on Shadowed, is it hard when you kind of come out of whatever you were in to write a dark album as it was described? Is it hard to kind of put yourself there when you perform those songs, like when you're in a good place, when you're happy? Or is it like just a good reminder of where you were and where you are now?
My thing is that I don't think anybody ever falls out of love. Like, I think once you have somebody in your heart, they never leave. I think people think they do, but at least in my experience, they don't. They're there always. Like, and it's weird. Weird people haunt me. Like, people that, like, a roommate will haunt me, and it's like, why? I don't get it. But there's always certain people, not even exes, and those are the ones I usually end up writing songs about, and I'm always trying to resolve, I think, my relationships with those people, and that's why it's kind of cathartic to keep going there, and it's always there sort of thing.
How does your ex or your exes react when they realize something's been written about them?
I haven't had the experience of having to. One time, I lost one friend. It was really funny.
You're such
He
a
didn't know, and he walked out, and he like ran out. I shouldn't say this, but he ran out, and he like got all angry, and was like, "I'm leaving," and he stubbed, and it was really funny.
Now, you've played for gay and straight audiences. Which crowd is crazier? Any crazy experiences?
Crazy gay audience experiences. You know, I played for specifically gay audiences, and they're very appreciative of what I do. But I don't think I've ever played for all straight. I played for done crazy things. Like I've done the Prides, obviously. I've played for an army in Roswell, New Mexico.
Wow.
It was cool. I do a Britney Spears cover, and I did this Britney Spears cover, and they gave me a standing ovation.
Which song?
Which was pretty cool. Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Love.
Oh.
It's a dark song. It's a dark
It
song.
is.
And so I do it dark.
Travis actually, is it Travis that
I
does
think
that?
they do, yeah.
Yeah, it's
they
pretty
do.
funny.
Yeah. But it's different the way I do it. I think it's a dark sexual song. It's not this light poppy song.
There was a quote, I have it here, that I read that you said, and it's, Shadowed, redefine my version of what hell could be. That just jumped out at me. I was just wondering.
You know, that's a hard question for me to answer. It's an artsy sort of thing to say. Part of what I was going through with thematics and writing the album is like, what is hell? And I was going through a really dark time, like with everything in my life. It was kind of falling apart. So, so I thought maybe this is an album that sort of thematically we can go into hell motifs or whatever. But it's romantic. It's kind of like Hades. I mean, this is going to go off in tangents.
No, that's okay.
Like Hades, you know, like the Greek hell thing.
Right.
And I thought that was more interesting. And when I'm kind of going there to these darker areas, I found there was a lot of faith and a lot of romance and a lot of love there. And I didn't expect, when I'm going down to these really dark, like, I want to kill you areas, I never thought that that kind of stuff could come out of that area.
Do you need those kind of strong emotions to actually be able to write?
I always go somewhere where I'm scared to write about it. I won't go somewhere I'm comfortable. I like to do that. It's boring. Nobody wants to listen to it. I would much rather write about something that I'm, like right now, even now, it's something that scares me to write about it, that I'm not comfortable with, because then it, you know, I have a catharsis there. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see somebody, in my opinion, just sing blah, 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 you know.
Caught myself crushing through that stormy old school with autumn everywhere without you. The endless ivy wrapped up around me. The thought of your dumb smile let the sky pour loose. Maybe I'm just upset. You don't last long at all. Always stuck in the sunset, trying to weather the fall. Maybe I'm just too ill. Time will wash you away. Always stuck in the sunset, trying to get through the day. You never got to see the silver lining, bleeding brick clock towers, raining leaves. You always had to be a flashing lightning, always with maybes there. Never let me leave. Maybe I'm just upset. You don't last long at all. Always stuck in the sunset, trying to weather the fall. Maybe I'm just too ill. Time won't wash you away. Always stuck in the sunset, just trying to get through the day. Just trying to get through the day. Just trying to get through the day. Caught myself crushing through that stormy old school thought of your dumb smile. Let the sky pour loose.
If that's about a crush, oh my goodness, it's beautiful.